we could talk about cowbell songs.
That's right. I forgot about the cowbell. My gosh.
It's right in the background, Mike.
Musical instrument of the older guys' show.
All right, so if you look over my shoulder, Mike, what do you see?
Yes. I see the cowbell.
Do you see the cowbell?
I see the cowbell to the left, or excuse me, to the right of everything else.
So
I'm trying to see what else is. There's a card there, it looks like. A baseball.
Yep.
And is that the
Guitar Hero 3 Wii for the Wii?
Oh, okay. Is that what that is? It looked like a card to me. And then you got the
baseball
Cheap Trick thing in the background.
Cheap Trick at Budokan.
Huh?
Who's Cheap Trick at Budokan? Who's going to be at the State Fair for New York State, right? That's coming up here, which is a absolutely loaded.
Oh
lineup.
My gosh.
Loaded.
I think I sent you the list of the people I want to see. And I think there's literally 10 shows I want to watch.
I mean, I'm pulling it up right now, and it is loaded. It is.
Yes.
It is. And I think we talked about this a bit, but the bands were out, right, for a long time. They couldn't tour. They couldn't do this. Couldn't do that. And now they're all hitting the road at the same time, because normally you go on tour, you rest.
Yep.
You rest a couple months and go back.
Yep.
But now they were literally all on tour at the same time.
All of them.
And I think it's a deal where this is about as good. I don't remember seeing a better lineup than this.
I've never seen a better lineup at the New York Street Fair ever. Yeah. I mean, top to bottom.
Right now, and they just added. That's why I have the Cheap Trick up. They added Cheap Trick. That was just added to an already.
That's going to be the last night of the fair. That's Labor Day night.
To an already amazing lineup. So I'm kind of pulling this up here, and I'm looking at musical entertainment, and I'm seeing that. For example, Mike, I know that you will enjoy several of these. We talked about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if I can.
And most of them, there are no overlaps because there's 2 stages that they're having.
There are no overlaps.
I don't think there's an overlap yet. There might be one like on the last couple of nights or something, but I just have to pick which one I'd rather go to, or we all want to go to. The posse, as we were going to we can call them.
All right, so let's do a sample here, Mike. I know, for example, you're going to be there on Saturday, August 21st at 8 p.m. because that's your favorite band, 98 Degrees, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, the whole lineup isn't that
right. I couldn't even tell you. There's a commercial on where they had 3/5 of In Sync on.
Right.
It's for the insurance commercial. Oh, hello, 3/5 of In Sync, and I'm like, I know there's 5 of them, and I know Justin Timberlake is the other one. But could I tell you who the 5th guy was? Huh? No, In Sync.
We're talking about 98
Backstreet Boys. I've heard of them.
You don't know your boy bands.
No, I don't. Because I don't listen to them. I've heard of them, but I don't know who's in which band, you know? I'm like, okay, it's a boy band.
I'm feeling like you do, Mike.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm feeling like you do. I feel like you do know your boy bands.
I cannot tell you. 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, In Sync. They're all the same to me.
All right. So you're not admitting that you love 98 Degrees. That's fine.
I am admitting I do not like 98
I'm
Degrees.
I'm feeling like you do, but we'll let it go. All right. So
I couldn't even tell you.
All right. So it's fine. So let's look at some of the rest of this lineup. All right. We're gonna move on.
Right.
So Okay, I'm gonna pick out some of the ones that look interesting to me. RATT is, what comes around goes around. They're a great band, right?
Yep.
What was the it was one of the early
they were
covers. It's a hair band, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hair band. I'm trying to think of what they had, other than one you just said.
What else do you need?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's it. Just play that song 10 times and you're good to go. You know?
I don't want to hear anything else.
They're probably one of these bands that's like, oh my God, that's their band. That's their song. That's their song. I didn't know that was their song.
All right, so now
like 10 of them.
Right? Exactly. I agree. Yeah. All right, so what's this? What is this? Now we got this band here that you and I saw together recently, not too long ago, in the last few years. It starts with an F.
Oh, Foreigner.
Yes, they were great.
We went.
That was the floor. We had the floor tickets, and it was great show. Great show.
Awesome show. That's why when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's on the list.
So that's on the list. That's on the list.
That's on the list. That is on the list.
So we're looking at that. We're looking at perhaps I see the Spinners. Here's one that looks interesting. Dire Straits Legacy. What do you think about that? Now it's not.
I would consider them. That's not on the upper list, but the more I think of it, I could probably go see them. Yeah. I would know some songs of theirs.
Yes.
I think it's a cover band. Right?
I get a fan that's annoying me, Mike. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry, Mike.
Nope, not a problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So,
they're like a cover band, though, right?
So we have, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's a cover band. So yeah. All right. So 98 Degrees.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You go with that still.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was not tonight. I had it highlighted because I'm looking at my other screen here.
That's called.
I'm not always.
Psychology.
We're guys. We gotta pick on each other, right?
Yeah. In psychology parlance, that's called transference. You're telling me I wanted to go to 98 Degrees, and you are the one that probably really wants to go see them.
All right, maybe. All right, let's just move on.
We have a friend who's a psychologist, so we can bring him on, and we can talk to him.
We probably will bring him on at some point.
Yes.
We have
we'll talk to him about
we got a published computer programmer. We have perhaps law enforcement.
Yeah,
we have a lot of stuff, right?
We got
yeah.
We got a plethora of people.
I would say so.
And
okay, so let's continue.
All walks of life.
All right, so let's continue.
Yes.
All right, how do you feel about this one? Train.
I can see Train. Yep. I like that.
I feel good about Train.
Yeah, I feel good about Train. Drops
and actually, here's why it's at the top of my list. Because of all the bands that we're talking about.
Yeah. You've not seen them.
I have seen them. We've seen a lot of these. Like you and I saw REO Speedwagon, who we're going to talk about next.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And we see a lot of concerts together because we're both now in the same area, and we have several venues like 10 minutes from us. Like we're just there. It's so convenient. We're in a great area. Okay, so that one. So what about how do you feel about well, we talked about REO Speedwagon. You can't get any better.
That's a given.
And how can we talk about REO Speedwagon without talking about our friend Bob? We won't say his last name.
No.
Bob. But and we remember Chicago.
Oh yeah. We all Rich, Bob, and another guy, Joe. We were like it's REO Speedwagon in Chicago, two of our favorite bands of all time. So we're going.
Right, Chicago's great.
It's great.
What was the problem that night, though?
The problem was REO Speedwagon was great. They started off. They had some local guy, play opening, which really didn't need to happen, but he was okay.
You're right.
REO Speedwagon rocked it, and then Chicago came on. Well, Chicago played Chicago 2,
they elected not to play any of their best songs.
Right. They played the whole album for the first hour and a half or something.
If you like flute music,
it's beautiful instrumental music. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you go to these. I call them kind of these, like REO Speedwagon, Chicago, all these bands that are coming out now. They're what I call nostalgia bands. I don't know if that's accurate. Nostalgia, because you remember them growing up and you listen to all their music, but you don't remember every song. You just remember the hits.
You remember the
hits. When you want to see these nostalgia bands, you want to hear the hits.
You want to hear the hits, absolutely.
I don't want to hear the B-sides of the album. I want to hear the top 10 songs that they, had. And Chicago had like 20 of them, man.
Oh, they had. Chicago had a zillion.
Zillion of them. I mean, just keep going and going and going. And then REO Speedwagon was the same thing. REO Speedwagon was on for what? Like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
When we went, and I'm like, they still didn't play a couple of their hits.
They did.
They were minor, smaller hits, but they were really good songs.
Good songs.
But they didn't play them. And I'm like, dudes, what are you doing?
They elected not to play their good stuff. They didn't bring their A game.
Right. And then what happened, everybody was mad, so they left. I'm like, okay, but it's still a good concert.
But we were
they left, and then they came back after, 15 minutes or something? And then they started playing some of their hits.
Played a couple of them. But what's the running joke, though, is that, we all got out of there. We're like, oh, my God, REO Speedwagon blew it away.
And then
we're like, what'd you guys think about Chicago? And we're like, ugh. And then
Bob was
we all go around.
These guys are great.
And our friend Bob's like, great.
Yeah.
What?
He's like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? They were great.
Literally, half the crowd walked out.
They were like, oh my God, I thought they were going to throw things at the band,
man. They walked half the crowd.
Yeah.
They literally did.
I couldn't believe they all left.
Because people wanted to hear right?
They wanted to hear the hits.
So we're all like, oh, that was rough. And then
it was rough.
Bob's like, oh man, I couldn't believe how good that was.
And then I thought about it, like, yes, they are good. They were very good. It just wasn't what I expected.
It was. It was
a limited.
They're a great band.
Yeah,
when they
awesome
didn't play what anybody wanted to hear that.
Right. Yeah. And the sad thing is they put it in the paper like 2 days before. Yeah. Oh, are you Chicago's coming? Well, if we had our druthers, we'd play Chicago too, all the way through, and then we'd play some of the other hits for later. I'm like, that's not what people wanted.
Right. That just was not the way to go.
Yeah.
All right.
It was still a great time though.
Still a great time. All right, so we talked about REO Speedwagon, Melissa Etheridge, White maybe, Great White and Vixen. Yeah, that's a two.
That's a possibility. That's
a double bill, right?
Yep.
I mean, literally, Mike. This is like every night. I'm not even. I'm only halfway.
You're in the first week.
I'm halfway through the list. Literally, our idea to get a Winnebago.
Yes, I know.
Jokingly, but I'm like halfway serious. I don't think I'm all of it serious, but it would be to really truly experience this state fair.
Oh my God! It's worth the price of admission.
Music, you have to get away to Winnebago and just don't leave. It's incredible.
It's even worth the price of admission.
Right. It's the price of admission. Yeah.
And it's so cheap to get in there this year too because of COVID.
I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't hear you.
They're lowering the price of the tickets. Did you know that?
$3, I think, all the time, right?
$3.
If you're over 65, it's free.
Yeah, we're not there yet, buddy. We're getting there.
Well, we got a ways. We got a
little while to go. So, we're older, but not old. Remember that, folks. We're not old. We're older.
Right. All right. So we talked about that.
Yep.
Beach Boys, not bad.
That's a possibility. I saw them on the 4th of July special that they had on cable. One of the news channels has it. Yep. And I was flicking back and forth because I wanted to see Beach Boys. I wanted to see The Circle. I think that was The Circle with Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony and a couple other guys. They were really good, but I missed them. I think Chicago was on that thing too. Beach Boys.
Yeah.
I would go see it, but it's like it's not really the Beach Boys. It's like Mike Love and a bunch of other guys playing the Beach Boy song. All the other Beach Boys are either dead or not in the group anymore.
All right. So now what if I told you 98 Degrees was opening for them?
Oh, well, no, then that would just take it over the top, The original boy band versus with one of the newer boy bands.
All right.
Now, if you're talking the one from Korea opening up for the Beach Boys, that would be the original boy band with opening of the newest boy band opening up for the original boy band. The Korean,
yeah.
I don't know, the BXS or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's something like that.
I think you do know, Mike.
See,
all right.
Being somebody who loves trivia of all sorts, it just seeps into the brain and it gets stuck there, and you don't really want it to be in there sometimes like that. It's like when you come up with something you really feel bad about knowing, and it's like, I've lost my man card, knowing something about traditionally female TV shows or movies or something like that. It's like, oh, why did I know this?
Okay, so
I've lost my man card.
All right, so we agree you love 98 Degrees. We'll move on. All right. Dropkick Murphys.
I think this is going to be a running joke throughout the show.
We're moving on.
For the rest of our show, however long it lasts, 98 Degrees will be there.
All right. Dropkick Murphys. What do you think about that one?
I'm going to that one because you went to it a couple of years ago.
I went
and it was awesome. And you actually showed a couple of videos on your phone. And I almost went to that. And I'm like, it was too hot or something. And I was like, I saw the videos like, damn it, I should have gone to that.
So here's the thing. Yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You first.
Well, the deal with them is that they had never, because they're a Boston band, right? They're an Irish Boston band, okay, and they're in many movies about Boston. Like if you see a Ben Affleck movie about Boston, any movie about Boston, there's a really good shot that they're gonna be in the soundtrack somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But they had never been to the state fair. So they came, a band 3 years ago dropped out.
Right.
And they were last minute filling. They got like 12,000 or something like that. So then everybody loved them. They raved. So they invited them back 2 years ago, pre-COVID, the pre-COVID year.
Yeah.
I don't know, 25, 30,000.
Yeah.
And they're like,
insane.
we had no idea we were this popular here. So of course now they never do this. So now for the third, of course you can't count the COVID year, but for the third state fair
straight year,
they're coming back. Yeah, they don't do that.
No,
they don't do that. And so that third
New York
year
doesn't do that. New York doesn't do that. I mean, they don't invite guests usually, unless it's something like the Beach Boys or Bowser remember Bowser and Sheena and I used to always come every year for the oldies people.
Yeah.
The
not typically done. But for the third year in a row now.
Everything else stays like, okay, we'll see you in a couple, 3-4 years. Whatever.
Right, because they want to vary it.
Right, exactly. Which it makes sense, complete sense. But that is such a different kind of a band.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's a rock, Irish.
Yes.
It's almost kind of, because of the instruments they use, it's almost classical Irish music, but it's rockified, if I could, that kind of thing.
And for example, like if you say, all right, I don't know this band, well, you want to know what? Yes, you do. You'll know some of the songs.
Exactly. You may not know it's them, but you will know some of their songs.
You'll know some. Yeah, you will.
Yes.
All right, so let's continue here, Mike.
Yep.
Do we talk about 98 Degrees?
No, let's talk about 98 Degrees. We really,
All right, I gotta stop.
you really need to talk about 98 Degrees.
All right,
It's one of our favorite bands ever.
The joke is getting Mike, your favorite. All right, so all right, here's one that I like.
First episode, we're really gonna kill this 98 Degrees joke to the death. Bam.
Is it all right? So you want to know what? Here's the thing. It is a boy band, right?
It's a boy band,
and I actually do like 98 Degrees, but it's just funny.
Okay.
So,
no, it's kind of like what's that guy on channel ABC? Shoot, and he always says we ran out of time for Matt Damon on that TV show.
For Matt Damon, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. It's like that's kind of the thing. Always gonna have him on, and we're always gonna talk about 98 Degrees now. That's our stick. That's
next
our
week,
thing.
98 Degrees. Next
right.
week. Ah, we couldn't get
it. We couldn't get their music on tonight. Next week.
It's honestly not anything against them. It's funny.
No, it's just fun.
I'll go, and you want to know what? They'll get a ton of people, and they should.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely.
Right.
And it'll be multi-generational too.
It will be, yeah, absolutely.
Because the mothers that loved them, and then their daughters will start to love them, and all that. And some guys, I'm not going to be sexist or
like you, for example.
Like me, yes. Like me.
All right, let's move on. But what do you think about Sheena Easton? She was in James Bond. What James Bond movie was that?
For Your Eyes Only.
Did she do For Your Eyes Only? She did. She did
the theme song For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only.
That was one of the classic.
Oh, it's great.
That seriously of the James Bond.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the best James Bond because they always get great.
Oh yeah.
Songs. James Bond.
That's something we got to think about as a top 10 list. Because he's had 30 movies.
Best James Bond. Oh, just James Bond in general. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we could do the actor, the best actor. We could do the best movie. We could do the best.
Yeah.
Theme song.
Yeah, we could. 100%.
All right. I'm gonna start looking these things up now.
Gotta start looking them up, buddy.
All right. So we know. I gotta have the info.
We know Sheena Easton is one of the.
She takes the morning train. Remember?
She does.
She takes the morning train. And that's how I sing, people. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. So if I had to, all right. So this will. I think I'm gonna come back to this one. There's one because it's gonna lead into something else. Okay. So all right. Stars. How do you feel about Nelly? So maybe.
No, I don't know that much about Nelly. No,
you don't know that much about Nelly.
No.
All right. So I think Nelly's. I would perhaps see Nelly again. There's a lot of trade-offs here.
I probably have to see. I'd have to probably listen to some of his songs, like on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
To see if I know more than I think I know of him.
You do.
Yeah. Did he do one with?
Hot in here, that song is getting hot in here. So take off, that.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay, that's Nelly. Okay, see, again,
that Nelly?
I would know these songs, but I just don't know the singers, the performers. That's my problem.
Like, you have to expand your horizons here, buddy.
Well, I know the songs. I just don't know it's him or her. I just like, oh, that's a great song. Oh, here's a great.
It's 98 Degrees all day, Mike.
Yes, I know. No, but the funny thing is, remember when?
It's off of Nellyville.
Remember when Green Day started? I was like, I'm not going to listen to Green Day because, it's a punk band or grunge band from Washington. So then the song came out, the first one that they had with the Insane Asylum, Nuts, I think it was called. Remember when do you have the time?
Yeah, that's a good song.
I'm like, man, that's a great song. And it's like, who sings that? This, oh, it's Green Day. It's like, damn it, now I got to start listening to this band because now I like them. You know, I wasn't going to listen to them because I didn't think I would like that kind of music. But then he comes on with that song. I'm like, I got to listen to him now. That happens a lot to me. Because
okay, trivia question here for you. We talked about this at one point.
Yep.
This is related to the next band that we're going to talk about here.
Okay.
What is the widely regarded as the worst #1 song of all time?
Oh my
and this
God.
is a band that's playing it's in the next band that we're going to talk about.
Oh, crap.
Has the word city in it.
Oh, we built this city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starship.
Starship.
And I personally love that song.
You love that song?
Yeah. I love Starship.
Bad song. It's not a bad song. It's just the way they started back in the 60s and counterculture and all of that kind of, drugs and blah, 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 blah. And then when they went from Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship, which, we're in the 80s now, we're going to have Starship.
Right.
And then they just went to Starship because that's edgier. They got more commercialized as they grew older, I would say, as the band moved along the years.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I know the White Rabbit song, not a favorite because I'm not huge into that kind of psychedelic, druggy type fueled 60s kind of stuff. I like some 60s stuff. It's great, but that's just my genre. But then you got like Sarah that they did.
Yeah.
And we built the city, and then they have the one with from the movie Mannequin.
Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Yes,
I don't know if that's the one you're thinking.
That's
of.
them. That's them.
Yeah.
But that's the song. They did that song, but it's like it's so much different than what they were in the 60s.
So what I'm hearing is that back in your free love hippie days, Mike.
Peace.
You did it.
Peace.
You like this band a lot, and you're upset because they've changed so much.
They became the man. They didn't stick it to the man. They sold out. They sold out to corporations.
It's not the freewheeling, free love days, Mike, that you like.
No. Things changed, man. The 80s changed everything. The new generation in the 80s.
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah.
Third Eye Blind. It's probably a band where we know a million songs and we can't.
But we don't know this them,
right?
But we don't know it's them. Yep.
So
Semi-Charmed Kind of Life, I think it's theirs.
Semi-Dark Kind of Life. There you go.
Yep.
Trivia guy. Yep. You're absolutely right on. Yeah, Semi-Dark Kind of Life.
Semi-Charmed Kind of Life.
Semi-charmed.
Charmed. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So.
But again, they probably have others that I can't think of right now.
All right. I'm going to throw another one at you here, Mike. I'm just going consecutively by days.
Good. Just go right down the list, man.
Uncle Kracker.
He's had a couple of good songs.
He has.
Yeah.
So
he did the remake there of the Monkey song, "I'm a Believer."
Uncle Kracker's got
from Shrek 3, I think it was. Not bad.
So
he's got some good songs. It's a possibility.
All right, yep. And along with that, and the very next concert is Blues Traveler.
I want to see them.
I do want to see them.
Was
it John Popper as the lead singer?
John Popper, yep.
John Popper.
Harmonica Man. Remember the harmonica?
Yeah.
Yep.
John Popper's great, right?
Yep.
Amazing stuff.
Amazing. Unbelievable.
So, continuing down the list here, we've got. Well, here's another one for you, Mike. Jesse McCartney.
Oh, well, boy bands, definitely.
How hard have you
Why
circled
not?
that on your calendar, Mike?
Huh?
How hard
I
did
gotta
you
remember
circle
to
that
bring
on
the
your
torch,
calendar?
the light it up when they're singing, or the phone. It can light up the phone, and
Did you circle it so hard that it like actually ruined the whatever you were writing on the desk or whatever? When they said
What's that?
Jesse McCartney and you circled it on your calendar, did you
Yeah,
press so hard?
it went
Did you
through
rip
the
the
next.
paper, Mike?
It went through the paper. A couple of months actually gone, right there.
So here's why I want to see Jesse McCartney. All right. Because let me just look up here. Jesse McCartney sings the song "Beautiful Soul," which I love. I think it's a great song, right?
Okay.
Now I don't love him the way you love him, but I'm saying I think he's really good.
Obviously, I love him so much. I don't even know the song that you're talking about. That's how good. That's how much I love his music. I don't even know the song.
It's a good song.
Okay.
Right.
I think I'll defer to your expertise in this matter.
All right, I'm gonna move on here. All right, Joan Jett. Yeah.
Maybe.
Better.
Maybe. I'm not a huge fan of hers. She's okay.
All right.
She's okay. Maybe.
We talked about. Well, did we talk about? What do I have over my shoulder, Mike? That's the next band.
You got to do Cheap Trick.
At Cheap Trick at Budokan or at Bidokan, as I always said, because I have to pronounce it every single freaking time.
Is that? I did not know anything about that. I just call them Cheap Trick.
Okay, so the album though that I have over my shoulder is and it is a record album.
Yep. Actual vinyl.
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 And it has the like you open it up, it opens like a book for you know, like they did that with some of them. So the one part of it you can insert the vinyl and the other part. So it's Cheap Trick at Budokan, which many consider to be their breakout.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
At least that's what I read on the internet. So
okay.
maybe that's their breakout. Right.
Yeah, you could look it up, see their discography online, see if that was their first album or second.
Okay, so here's another tribute band. We've got another tribute band here. Oh no, yeah, we do. We've got another tribute band. Journey.
Yes, I would go see them.
I would go see the tribute band. It's not Journey. It's the Journey tribute band. Now, granted, almost all of these, with the exception of Dire Straits and The Journey, all the other bands that we mentioned are the bands. But there's two tribute bands in this lineup.
Well, so Journey. Oh no, that's right. Foreigner was a regular band.
It's real Foreigner.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see Lou Gramm, right? Lou Gramm is right here. He's an upstate New York boy, right?
Yeah, is he in Rochester or something?
Rochester, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we don't know. Okay, so I'm feeling
what the hell?
I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling pretty good, but I do want to circle back. I went ahead and I skipped one.
You skipped one?
I skipped one because I think we're gonna have a good time with this.
Which one? I can't remember the list.
It's related. It's related to a certain instrument that I have behind me. I'm a percussionist.
Oh, Blue Oyster Cult. Yes, Blue Oyster Cult. I love
the
Reaper, huh?
I'm a drummer, right?
Right, exactly.
Now I have a cowbell.
You got a cowbell,
and I'm thinking about getting a gong.
I'm thinking of because I love Blues Traveler so much. I'm gonna get a harmonica.
A huge harmonica. But we're talking about me now, Mike. So.
You're right, exactly. I need more cowbell.
All right, so I'm a drummer. I'm building out my set. I don't really have any parts except for the cowbell.
Okay.
I actually don't even play any of the other parts.
Take it slow.
But I'm taking it slow, exactly. Slow, steady wins the race.
Right, exactly. You got to build into it. You got to perfect.
You don't just dive into a cold pool, Mike.
Right. Tip your toe into it.
You dip your toe in is how you do it.
You're right. So you use the cowbell. get proficient playing the cowbell.
Get proficient.
Maybe like a year or two with the cowbell.
A year or two, work the
And
gong
then
in. Eventually, the gong will probably come in at some point
Right.
next year.
And then after that, you could get like a snare drum.
Nah. Triangle.
Nah.
Next. Triangle.
What?
Triangle.
Triangle.
Triangle after that.
Okay, because I guess the drummer does use the triangle. Yep.
You gotta have a triangle, right? Yep. And I think that's all you need right there. I think you're good.
Yep. Okay. The drummer without a drummer. Without drums.
All right. So the cowbell.
Yes.
Cowbell is in what's on? Don't Fear the Reaper, right?
Don't Fear the Reaper.
The
Right
famous Will Ferrell skit.
Oh my God. The best. And Christopher Walken. He was the producer of the band in that skit. I can't remember his name from the skit, but
the drum Horatio. Who are you talking about?
The Christopher Walken, the character he was the producer, but he walks in and I'm like, blah blah blah. I'm so and so, but I'm just a regular guy. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. But I also make gold records.
Excellent. Gold-plated records.
But I can't remember the character name. I can't, the producer name. I assume it's a real producer, but I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's Blue Oyster Cult. We got to see that. We got only for the cowbell.
So.
And about 1 million other cowbells that will be in the audience.
I think this might even lead into our next segment.
What's that?
Best cowbell songs.